because
Mhm.
that's what I've been doing since things kicked off in 19. I've just been compiling like a glossary for myself and making sure this is not just like honestly, I thought I was having like some kind of mental breakdown at first. I thought that I was going crazy to the point that I had to like find a buddy and be like, this is what's happening to me. Like if I try to like jump off the roof or something, please stop me. You know, like but what I was going through and some of like synchronicity is a big thing for me. When I can point out a synchronicity to someone and they can also see it and it's like, okay, I'm like, okay, well that I'm not crazy then, right? Because this is quantifiable. I can see it. I can touch it, it makes sense in my mind. And that's what I've been doing for, since 2019 is trying to make sure this is real for myself. And now I feel like I'm moving out of that. It's like a phase that you go through in steps. I feel like I'm moving out of that. And now I'm starting to connect other people who are having similar experiences. And that has been the most validating thing ever.
Yep.
I mean, it's like crossing the abyss and all. It's great to feel validated in that. And I call it the kaleidoscope channel, just in case you were wondering.
That's what it is. I mean, it's the even the way you're describing it, it's the splendor of the wonder, or wonder of the splendors. That's how Kabbalah would even describe it. Splendors meaning the individual fireworks that you see.
Mm.
So again, it's just really all one thing. But it's fundamentally about meeting other magicians, like meeting other people who've had the same experience, and it's not about unverified personal gnosis. I know a lot of people. I would say that I like on Twitter, like I would fight someone if they were talking about it like in this, like I saw Zeus and I did this and I did this, and it's like, okay, that sounds like a lot of your own. Sounds like a you problem. Doesn't sound like a
Right.
necessarily higher Sephirotic experience. But I don't like that. I think it's much more fundamental to talk about it in like, it's not that it's not religious and it's not that it's not to do with God, but it cannot be even contained within those kind of normative frameworks, at least. It's kind of
Right.
much more extraneous. So I agree with you, Sarah. It's like, it's the fundamental, it's the meeting people who've had the same experiences, who can know you're not crazy. Maybe it makes you a little crazy. Yeah, I agree. It probably does make you it makes you a little weirder. You're a little more
This ain't
non-dual.
for the weak. It ain't for the weak,
No,
that's
it's
for
true.
sure.
So, you have to reconcile those polarities. Like, you have to really bring it back into yourself. And this is why you see a lot of magicians like really go off the rails. It's not just like a Crowley thing. It's not just like a Kenneth Grant thing. It's all of them, because it's a magic, again, very dangerous, very difficult, and you have to use it in the right way. And that's not about being good or evil. It's really about like, are you implicating yourself in more things than you've already done in your life? Or are you going
Mm.
to look at yourself, be self reflexive, and say, okay, this is like something I can change. This is within my agential control. I also believe very strongly in free will, very strongly, because
Mhm.
Same.
ideas are a lot about what trap us here. Ideas, not people want to say it's like the demiurge, or God, or this thing, or the black cube matrix. Those are all metaphors to describe phenomena of your mind, if you really understand that. So
Yeah.
the demiurge is really talking about the story that contains us. That can even be mythology. And I'm not against religion at all. I practice religion. I'm fine with it. But I'm just saying, like, those things can be really low consciousness ideas. So do you want to be, I guess it's up to everybody to decide. Do you want to be low consciousness or high consciousness? I think it's a
Mm.
choice.
True.
It
That's why it's
is.
so important to do the inner work. And, the beginning is all about tearing down, what was there before when you start out with this stuff. And it's about getting your mind, like you were saying, meditate. It starts with meditation. It's about getting your mind in a place that you can handle these things because you will go crazy if you're not being careful. Like you were saying, there are dangers involved. And that is definitely one of them is that you can go crazy if you're doing this stuff, especially if you don't have any direction.
But I would also
Can't
say
stress that
that
enough.
like like choosing between the higher and lower consciousness, that happens moment to moment, day to day.